All right, welcoming you all inside the 5 days live bootcamp. This is day 2. If you all can hear me and see me properly, the chat box is now open for everyone. Please do let me know inside the chat box if you all can hear me and see me properly. Then please quickly type LC loud and clear inside the chat box, and then we all can begin with today's session. Yeah, please be quick. Thank you so much. Waiting for others. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, waiting for others. I hope you all can hear me and see me properly. If yes, then please do let me know, and then we all can begin with today's session. Can you all see me properly? I hope you can. Just a moment. I think there's some technical issue. Just a moment. I'll see if you all can see me properly. If you all can see me properly, please type yes in the chat box. If you all can see me properly, then please type yes in the chat box. No. Okay. A moment, please. Just a moment. I'll check it out. Just a moment. A moment, please. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. 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 All right. So I hope now you all can hear me and see me properly. And now we can begin. Yes. Hi, everyone. Okay. Welcoming you all inside day 2 of the bootcamp. If you all can hear me and see me properly, type LC loud and clear in the chat box. That was a technical glitch because of which I was not able to visible, but I think now it's fine for everyone. If it's loud and clear, please type LC in the chat box. And then we all can begin with today's session. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for joining on time. Please make sure your videos are on, and let me know how was your experience with day 1 of the boot camp, like after the session, after after all those stuff, after copying the code and all of that, like after practicing it, how was your experience? Please do let me know inside the chat box. Yeah. Confidence got boosted. Thank you so much. Good, good, good. Waiting for others. Please let me know how was the experience inside the last session. Yeah. Please be quick. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Waiting for others. Waiting for others. Okay. Okay. Now, if there's anyone who has joined the session for the very first time today, and you missed out the previous session, then please type FT first time in the chat box. If you have missed out the previous session due to any reason and you are joining today for the first time, please type FT first time inside the chat box. Yes? Thank you. Shweta says, it was literally amazing. I have shared my experience with so many people till now. Thank you so much, Shweta. It has just been a start, right? 4 days are still remaining, right? A lot is coming. Okay. So let's quickly jump onto the coding part, right? Let's quickly jump. But before that, if you all can quickly turn your videos on, that would be amazing, right? If you all can quickly turn the videos on, that would be amazing. All right. Waiting for others. Okay. Now, I would like to have a quick recap of all the rules and regulations because of being so many people over here, right? So here are the rules and regulations that you all need to follow throughout the session, right? Number one, please make sure your videos are on throughout the session. Please make sure your mics will always be off just to ensure you all can hear me loud and clear without any distractions. Please make sure there are no unwanted or personal messages, else you will be removed without any warning. Apart from that, apart from that, if you have any doubts and questions, have some patience, note down your questions. 95% of times your doubt will be cleared even without you ask it, right? As you have seen yesterday also, and still if the doubt persists, I'll give you enough time to ask questions at the end, okay? Okay. And please not try to write the code with me, right? I want you to focus on understanding the concept and taking notes. Okay. I will be sharing the source code with the assignment today as well. And then you all can practice it because practice needs patience and time, right? So then you can practice it at your own speed and at your own pace, right? Because right now you'll not be able to match my pace and your whole focus will only be to copy the code. And that is something I do not want. Okay, clear so far? If it's clear, please type C in the chat box and we can directly jump onto the coding part. Ashutosh Prasad, show password button required JavaScript. Okay, now let's quickly jump on in the coding part directly, and we are going to talk about positions in today's session, and we will be talking about positions in good depth, right? So let me quickly share my screen with all of you, and then we all can begin with today's session. Perfect. So I believe that my screen is visible to everyone. If my screen is visible, please type V in the chat box. V stands for visible. And then we all can begin with today's session. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. What we'll do now is we'll go on VS Code. And inside this, I'll open a new folder, right? And inside this folder, I will just go in my desktop and will inside 3 to 5, we'll create a new folder. We'll name it as that this is day 2. Simple, right? And inside this, 2 files as usual. I need an HTML file, so index.html, and one more file that's going to be the style.css. So we have these 2 files available. This is file 1, right? Basic HTML boilerplate. We have already seen this yesterday. And how to link CSS with a link tag. And here I can mention the name of my file, which is style.css. Is it clear so far to everyone? Yes, very easy and simple. Yes or no? I hope it is very easy and simple so far. Okay. Okay. Now, coming on to the next point, what exactly we are going to do over here is, in today's session, we are going to talk about positions. We are going to talk about positions, correct? Now, listen this. How many of you are confused with positions? If you're confused with positions, please do raise your hands. If you are confused with positions, then please do raise your hands. Yes? And if you feel positions are something which is literally confusing for me. If you really feel that, then please raise your hands. What if I say after today's session, positions will be the most easiest things for all of you? Positions will be the most easiest things for all of you, right? Okay, okay. So what exactly we will be doing? We will be talking about positions now. But before I talk about positions, listen. If you break it down, if you break down this word positions, Forget about CSS, forget about HTML. Just listen one thing. Position is nothing but, in the very normal English terminology, position is when I want to position an HTML element somewhere on my screen, depending on different scenario, we use positions. Make sense? Whenever I want to position an element, it could be a heading, it could be a paragraph, it could be an image, or whatever. When I want to place something in a specific position, that is exactly where I need the positions concept of CSS. Is that making sense to you? Yes or no? That whenever we have to adjust something and we want to change the position of something, that is where the positions concept comes into place. Now, what are the multiple properties and how to use them and how to implement that? That is what that we'll see in a couple of minutes. But the basic funda is if we have few elements and I want to, structure them and place them in a specific order, or I want to place them somewhere on my screen, that is where the positions comes into the place. Okay, is that clear? No rocket science? Cool. Now, there are basically four kind of positions that we will be learning. Okay, so we have this fixed position, right? We have something known as the sticky, and then we have something as a very cool position called absolute that a lot of people are actually confused about, and at the end, something which is known as the relative. Okay, we'll talk about all of them one by one, and at the end, we will be seeing the use cases also, right? And as usual, I will be giving you one more superpower in today's session as well, right? So today you will be having your second superpower as well, right? Okay. Now, before I write something, let's have a quick recap of what we have learned in the last session, which was the CSS box model, correct? So what we understood, with the help of box model, we can create borders, padding, and margin, correct? I'll try to create something very similar that we have already done in the last session. I'll create a card. Inside this, let's say we are creating something for the travel, right? Where we have multiple places and stuff. So I'm just saying that I need an image, and the class could be, let's say, card image. Okay. And inside this, I can just say HTTPS. We will be using the URL, which is going to be source.unsplash. I hope you all are already aware of this, right? So we have source.unsplash.com, followed by the size. So it's 1600 by 1000. Again, it's followed by something as, let's say Mumbai. Correct? Simple. Now, if we see the output, you will have this basic simple HTML output that we will be figuring out. Right. So if you see this, I have this basic stuff. Now I have to design this out as well. I'll go here. I will say something like I have an heading tag that says explore Mumbai, and I have an option over here with a paragraph that says, something in 8 words, right? Let's style this very quickly. So what we have, see, we have a card class with, let's say, we have this width of 270 pixels. I also have something known as the border radius. What is the border radius? Let's say 14 pixels. I'm saying that I also have a border, and this border is of 1 pixel. It is solid and it's light green color. I'll also say that we have a padding. Padding is space inside the border, right? How much? 10 pixels. And the card image has a width of 100%, and it is also having a border radius of how much? 14 pixels. If you see this now, this is what we have done. Now, the last thing what we can actually do over here is, see, I will go and say in my whole body tag, I want the font family to be system UI. So my font has also changed. This is exactly what we have seen in the last session, correct? Right? How the box model actually works. Yes or no? Now, what I will do is, I will try to bring it in center, and I will also try to do some more things. So I'll say that the margin is 10 pixels on top and bottom and auto, right? So I have got this in center like this. Now I will go here, and what I will be doing, you will be amazed by that. I will change it to, let's say, something as India. And I can say something as explore India. And I will copy this card, right? And I will put up to 4 places. Let me say after India, we have something as, you know, Delhi, and then we have, let's say, Bali. Then we have over here, let's say Paris, right? If you see this now you have got multiple options over here like this, correct? Right? Okay. Okay. Why are you moving so fast? Because all of this is something we have already done in the last session, right? We are not starting with positions. Okay. Now, this is where the positions comes into the place. Now, imagine of a scenario where you need a button or something that is visible on your screen all the time, right? Now, if you see this, my page is moving, right? I have so many content and my page is moving. If you still have this question, how to bring them side by side, Ashish, that is exactly what we will be doing tomorrow, right? Tomorrow we'll learn how to bring the content side by side, not today, right? Today's stuff is to understand positions. Now listen to me right now. Imagine if I want something like this. I want that I have a button that is help or how can we help or chat with us, something like that. And what I want that if my content is moving, let my content move, and that button should always be there. Is that making sense to you? What exactly I want to do? Yes or no? Yes or no? If we try to do this, if we try to do this right now, let's see what will happen. Okay. I will just remove all of this. I will go on very top and I will create a button. Okay. I'm just creating a button over here. And let's say the class of my button is help. Okay. And inside this, I am saying that mm, need help question mark, right? Just very basic simple button, correct? And if you see this, I have got this button on the very top, which is need help, correct? Let me style this button as well very quickly. I will go here inside style.css and I'll say this. I have got this help class. So as you all know, I will say we have a background color and let's say it is going to be black, my personal favorite. I will say that the color inside the text should be white. So I will say that the color is white. And I'm also saying that the padding is going to be how much? Let's say 14 pixels and 32 pixels. Hmm. I'll also say that the font size of the button is going to be 16 pixels. I think that is sufficient. Yeah. I also need the border radius. I will say border radius is 40 pixels and I will say I am not interested in border anymore. So border is none. Simple. If you see this, I got this cool button, which is need help. Correct? Now, if you see this right now, my button, as I'm scrolling, my button is also getting disappeared. Something which I do not want. Correct? What I want is, as I'm scrolling, my content should scroll, but my button should not scroll. Are you getting my point? That is where the positions comes into the place. Right? Okay. So what I need, I want my button to be fixed in all conditions. Yes or no? I want now my button to be fixed in all kind of conditions. Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay. That is exactly where the fixed is used. Okay. That is exactly where the fixed is used. But before I do that, I want to tell you something. There is one more property apart from fixed, sticky, absolute, and relative. What is that? If you have known about it, it's well and good. That is the static. What is this? Default. So if you go here and if you say that the position is static, will it make any change in the output? No. So is it important to add that property? No. So what is the use of it? Because it is default property, so you should know that okay, if the position is static, that is a default property and it is applied automatically even if you do not define it. Okay, even if you do not define it, it is applied by default, so there's no need to manually go and add that. Okay, got it, Ashish. But I want this button to be fixed. How can I do that? See, you can go here and you can say that my position for which element, for this help class, not for everything, for this help class, my position is now fixed. Making sense? And if you see this now, see, now my remaining content is moving, but my button got fixed. This is cool, Ashish, but what if I want my button to be on bottom? Or what if I want my button to be on the right hand side? Or what if I want my button on this corner? Yes or no? You might have that question. Then what? How can we bring the button on those corners? If you're thinking that we have to change the position. I will go in HTML and I will change the position of my button. That is something you do not have to do. Inside CSS only, we can do something. What? Listen, I will do something and then I will explain. Okay. See this. If I want my button on right hand side, I will say right is 0. What is the meaning of this? I will explain. What is the meaning of this? I will explain. See this. My button came on right hand side now. Correct? Right? If I need my button on bottom, what I will say? I will say bottom is 0. Hmm? And if you see this now my button is in bottom and it is on the right hand side. Okay. Is it clear so far? But what is the meaning of this? What is this right 0, top 0, bottom 0? Listen, listen. Whenever you add these properties, which properties? Top, left, right, you know, and bottom. And then you define the value. You are basically defining the distance from that direction. What is the meaning of this? I will explain. Listen. I am defining the distance from that direction. If I am saying right 0, which means if this is my right, so no distance from right. So exactly on the right hand side. Are you getting this? So instead of this, if I remove bottom for some time, my button is on the right hand side. Correct? If I right now I'm saying the right is 0, so no distance from right hand side. But instead of this, if I say 200 pixels, then what will happen? Now my button will be on right hand side, but it will be having a distance of 200 pixels from right. Are you getting this now? Are you getting this? Similarly, in all four directions, you can mention it depending on your needs. If I need my button on bottom also, so I can say it is bottom 0. And if I not want it like absolutely on 0, so I can say that it is 100 pixels. So it will be on bottom, but it will have a space of 100 pixels. Make sense? Let me say this one also. I will say that right is also 100 pixels. 200 pixels is so much. So if you see this now, this is how it looks. Or I can make it 60 and 60. Right? So this is how it looks. My remaining content will move when my button is fixed over there. Is it clear to everyone so far? If it's clear, please type C in the chat box. Very easy and simple. Yes? Cool. Easy and simple. Yes or no? Very good. Very good. Now, coming on to the second property. Coming on to the second and a very interesting property called what about on the middle of the page? Krishka Jan, not now, right? You have no property like center that you type center 0 and it will come in center. Nothing like that exists, right? So not in this session because for that you need to learn transform and all. So that's a bit later thing, not for now. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, let's talk about sticky, a very interesting property and an amazing property. You will love it. Ashish, you say everything, you will love it, and then we do not love it. You will love it. You will love this one for sure. See. Now imagine you have seen in websites so many times that you see some offers, right? Like do this, like get 50% off today, get this today, get this offer today. Yes or no? You see that these kind of stuff, right? And you can also see that that offer gets stick somewhere on top and somewhere on bottom, and the remaining content keeps on moving. Yes or no? Let me show you an example first. So what I'm saying, I'm going here, and after card one, I'm creating a class called add, right? Just AD for add, okay? And inside this, I am saying I have this heading tag once again, and it says explore the destination today and get, let's say, 50% off. Very easy and simple stuff. And with a paragraph that is, let's say, of 8 words, or let's say of 7 words, like this. Easy and simple. If you see this output, see, I have got something this over here, but I want this also to be in center, right? So I will go in my CSS, and after this card class, I will have this add class as well. And inside this add class, what exactly I will be doing is, see, inside this add class, what I will do, I will just say that I'll just copy the same values to save some time like this. Okay. And I'll say border is going to be something as orange, right? I'll also say that the background color is also the same. And I will also say that the color is white. Okay. Padding is okay. Margin is okay. Border radius is okay. Everything is okay. So if you see this now, I got something like this. It was good. Yes or no? Now, what I will do next, see, just a basic stuff so that the things are looking good. I'm adding a class called small, and I'm adding a class called title. Okay, just a very basic stuff so that it looks good at the same time. So in title, I will say that margin bottom is 0, and inside the class small, I'm saying that margin top is 0, and I'm also saying that my font size is 14 pixels. See, this is how it looks now. Simple, right? No rocket science. Now, right now, if you see this, everything looks very simple, similar. There's no difference, right? What is a sticky now? Let me show you the magic of sticky first, and then I will explain, okay? In the same add class, I am adding a position now. What is the position? Sticky. Will it make any difference? No. Why? Because I'm saying sticky, but I'm not saying where. Matlab, listen, listen. I'll just say, I want this to be sticky on top, like this. Top, 0. Now I will show you a magic. Just see this, okay? Right now my object is moving. As it reaches on top, it sticks. And the remaining content keeps on moving like this. Is this amazing? Okay. Now you might be having two questions. What is the difference between fixed and sticky? And question number two, when to use a sticky and when to use fixed, right? Listen. When you want your object to always be fixed, always, in all condition, you have fixed, correct? But when you want in a specific condition only, your object is sticky, that like your object is fixed, but not all the time, only in a specific condition. That is where sticky is used. Are you getting this? Like this. Now it got sticky. See, and as it comes down, it will again move. But as it reaches on top, it will stick. Are you getting my point? Are you all getting my point? Yes or no? Yes or no? If it is clear so far, please type C in the chat box. If it is clear so far, see, instead of saying repeat, if you can let me know the specific thing that you did not understood, that would be much more helpful. That would be much more helpful. Listen, listen, anyone who is not able to understand the difference, listen out to me. See, you have got one position over here which is fixed, correct? You have got one position over here which is fixed, right? Now, is it moving under any condition? I'm scrolling my page and doing something. It is moving? No. It is always there in that specific position, correct? Yes or no? But if I move this sticky option, it will only stick if it reaches top. It is only getting stuck if it is reaching top. Otherwise, it is not getting sticky. Yes or no? Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? Yes or no? If you are getting my point, then please type yes in the chat box. If you are getting my point, please type yes in the chat box. Cool, cool, cool. Now, coming on to the next point, something which is very important, very interesting, and that is the relative. Sorry, that is absolute and then relative. I'll share the whole source code at the end. Okay, do not worry. I will be sharing the whole source code at the end. Okay. I will. 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 I will just comment it down so far. And after commenting it so far, what I will be doing over here is I will just go here and I will create a class called, red. And after this, I'm creating a class called green. And after this, I am also creating a class called blue, right? Listen, I'm explaining you the concept of absolute. Please listen very careful. Maximum people are confused on this. Maximum people are confused with absolute. Please listen this very carefully. You will never confuse again, right? Listen to me very carefully. Can you all turn your videos on? Can you all turn your videos on? And can you listen to me very carefully for next 2 minutes? Just 2 minutes, listen to me very carefully. Your whole focus and attention will be here with me. Yes? Okay. Listen. Imagine I have these three classes, red, green, and blue. Correct? Okay. Now, what I'll be doing, I'll just create some class, the same class names, which is red, right? And I will say some height and width of this. Let's say the height is 100 pixels. I will say that the width is also 100 pixels, and I'll say that the background color is red. Easy and simple. In the same way, I will create three classes: red, green, and blue. Correct? Okay, cool. Green, and now we are saying we have something as blue, right? So in blue, I have said that the color became blue. In green, the color becomes green, and I'll change the height as well. So I will make the first one to be 160 and 160 pixels. Second one could be 80 and 80 pixels. And let's say the third one to be 100 and 100. If you see this, these are the uh, three boxes that we have, correct? Simple. Now imagine these are just three different cars. Imagine these are three different cars standing in the parking right now, right? These are three different cars. These are three different cars of colors red, green, and blue, which are standing in parking right now. Okay, fine. Now, imagine if the green car is not there. If the green car is not there, then what will happen? If green car is not there, then blue will park exactly after red. Yes or no? Because there is a space. The space will be created, right? See, because now the green car is not there, so the blue car came exactly after the red car. Correct? Yes or no? Correct? Yes or no or not? Now imagine Tesla created a new variety of car where the car could be parked in air. Imagine, hypothetically, imagine that. Imagine for a moment. Car 1, car 2, and car 3 is here, and suddenly car 2 came on air and it parked on air. Correct? Can you imagine this? Can you imagine this for a moment? And because it got parked in air now, the third car will come here and get placed. Yes or no? And if you are someone like an Iron Man who can go on very top and you can see the view from top, what will be the view? You will be able to see the green car also, and you'll be able to see the remaining part of red and blue car because the green car is on top. Are you getting this hypothetically? Yes or no? In the chat box, please. Yes or no? Are you getting this? Yes? Yes? Very good. This is exactly what happened with absolute. Hey, this is what absolute does. Listen, I will explain. I will explain. I will explain. Okay? I will explain. Listen. Listen. See, we have got three cars, red, green, and blue, correct? Now, imagine the second car, which is the green one. I'll give you even more examples. If it's not understood, I will give you one more example. I'll give you multiple examples. Do not worry. Have some patience, okay? If it's not understood this example, I'll give you enough examples. Have some patience. Listen, this green car, I'm giving this green car the power of Tesla right now, okay? What is that power? Absolute. In this green class, in this green one, I'm going right now. And in this green, I'm saying what? I'm saying that the position is absolute. Okay. Are you ready to see the output? Are you ready to see the output? See this. What happened? Green came. Okay. The color are a bit mismatching. So I will just make it a bit lighter so that you can see this properly. Just a moment. Actually, the color is mismatching. I think now you can see this properly. Yes or no? What happened? Now this is a view from top. This is a view from top. The green car came on top, and because generally the space got created, so the blue car got inside. And when you are seeing from top, you can see the green car first, and then you are able to see the remaining cars. Are you able to understand this? Yes or no? Are you able to understand this? Yes or no? Okay. Now, one thing. Listen to this. My drawing is very bad, but I will try to explain one more time. See, listen this. Please listen this. Imagine these are, as I said, my drawing is very bad, but still I will try. These are some HTML elements. Imagine, correct? So whenever you give absolute to any property, to any element, this is your element 1, this is your element 2, and this is your element 3. When you give absolute to any property, that element actually goes a level top like this, right? And this space is created from here. Are you getting this? This is what happens with absolute. Are you understanding this? And because it is on top, it looks on top. Is this clear to everyone? Anyone who is not able to understand, let's see one last example, one more example, right? I think now it will be clear to so many people, but one more example and it will be pretty clear with all of you. Listen, listen. Let's go on. See, this is only for demonstration purpose, okay? This is only for demonstration purpose. What I'm doing inside this, I will just create a new design with a custom size. Let's say 1000 by 1000. And inside this is my design. And I have, let's say, 2 boxes inside this. So I'll go in elements and I'm just creating a box and one more box. So I have 2 boxes right now. So one is red and one is blue. See, when I'm bringing 2 boxes on top of each other, I think it is very easy for to tell that blue box is on back and the red is on top of it. Yes or no? Very easy to say that, yes or no? I can easily say that. Yes or no? Can I say that yes or no in the chat box, please? Yes or no? I can see that over here that red is on top of blue. Yes or no? And because, see, if it is, it will come over on top. Blue is there, but I'm not able to see because I'm seeing from the top view. Yes or no? The same thing happened with absolute. When we say something absolute, if I make this green, if I make the blue as absolute, then what will happen? If I say that, see, if I change the position of this and I say that it is the position of this, where is that option? I want to change the position of this, but anyways. Right now it is on bottom only, but if I change it and I want to say that, I want to bring this to, not the alignment, but I want to change the position. With, I'm not much aware of this tool, but anyways, let's do it like this. Yeah, layer, I want to bring this forward. Now what happened? This came on top and now blue is on top. Are you getting this? Are you all getting this? Right? This is exactly what happened with absolute. When we define something as absolute, it comes on top, and that is what visible on top. Is this clear, everyone? That is only what happens with absolute position. Is it clear? Okay, Ashish, but what we can do with it? What is the benefit of using it? What exactly could be done with this? How many of you have this question? If you have this question, raise your hands. If you have the same question, raise your hands. Listen, listen. What you can now do is, you can actually rotate it wherever you want. Okay, I understood. Understood. Now I can rotate it wherever I want. What that means? That means, please listen. That means, see, the green is, or let me say, it is, let me change the color to something else, orange, like this, right? So the second one is absolute. Oh, or let me make it black, right? So it is identifiable. Now I can move this on my screen wherever I want. Because I'm using position, I can move it on all four corners, right? Which corners? Like I can say, top is 0. So now it will go on exact top. If I need it on right, I can say, apart from top, I can say that the right is also 0. So now it will move on the right hand side. If I need it on bottom, then I can say, instead of top, I can say that the bottom is 0. Yes. And now this comes with one more question. And the question is, Ashish, the same thing was happening with fixed also. So what is the difference between fixed and absolute then? How many of you have this question? Raise your hands, please. If you're getting that question now, what the same thing was happening with fixed also. What is the difference between fixed and this? If you have the same question, please raise your hands. Listen. Want to see the answers? Listen to me very carefully. Listen. Listen. I know you will be having that question, and here is the answer of that. So okay, listen. Please listen. These are three elements, right? This is something we have created in the past. I will enable it again. And on top of this, I'm doing this. Hmm? If you see this right now, see, I have got that black box on the bottom right corner, correct? Everyone, can you focus me? Can you listen to me for the next 2 minutes very clearly? Listen, everyone. Right now, I can see what I have created first, which is my multiple like places, and I can also see my red box, green box, the blue box, and the black box. Correct? Correct? Now, what is the difference between fixed and absolute? Just see this, you will understand it. Just see this, you will understand by default. See, as I keep scrolling, please focus. As I keep scrolling, can you see something? What is fixed, but what is absolute, it is moving. Can you understand? Can you understand this? So here's the thing. Absolute, if you're putting something absolute, it will come one level top, and you can move it on all, you can move it with respect to the screen size, but it is not fixed. So as you will scroll the screen, it will keep moving, right? Is it clear now to everyone? Is it clear now to everyone? Now, let's have a quick recap of what is absolute. Listen, I will write over here what is absolute for your reference. So absolute has few properties. Which properties? It moves one level top, correct? Yes, absolute moves one level top. And the second thing is, we can move it wherever we want. Now, the third and the most important thing that you need to remember, the third and the most important thing, listen, the very important thing is this. It moves with respect to screen size. Matlab, what is this and why we need this? Listen to me very carefully. Right now, if you see this, the black box is the absolute one, yes or no? The black box is the absolute box, yes or no? And in that, it is moving. I have defined bottom left. But if I change the size of my screen, see, now my screen size got changed. But depending on the size of my screen, my black box is still on the right hand side. Are you getting this? So it is moving it is on left and right, but with respect to the screen size, right? If my screen is this big, then it will be on this corner. If my screen is this big, then it will be on just on this corner. Are you all getting this? Are you all getting this? Yes or no? Very good. Yes or no? Very good. Very good. Understood. I know you want to know the use cases. We will be talking about them in a couple of minutes. Okay. We'll talk about them in a couple of minutes. In a couple of minutes. Right? Okay. So one property is left. Let me teach you that as well. And then, we will be seeing so many use cases. Okay. Okay. All right. What is left? Relative. Right? Let's talk about it. I again want to delete everything that we have done so far. So I will just like select everything and I will comment all this out. Okay. Now let's talk about relative. What relative does? Relative is a very easy, simple, and sweet property. Very easy, simple, and sweet. Very sweet property. Okay. What it does? Listen. Imagine I have this box called parent. Okay. Inside this parent, I have a class called child. Like this. Is this clear, everyone? Right? What I'm doing now, I'm going here and I'm saying my parent has a width of, let's say, 600 pixels, and it has a height of 400 pixels, and it has a margin of 30 pixels and order, right? If you see this, okay, we need a background color also. So we'll say that the background color is blue violet, correct? We got this box. Now, if you remember, we have a child also. Yes or no? So I'll say we have a child, and I'm saying that the height is going to be 100 pixels. The width is also going to be 100 pixels, and the background color is going to be this time, let's say, orange. Fine, easy and simple, right? No rocket science. Now, what is the challenge? If I want to move this box, like the child, this is my child. If I want to move my child, like here, or here, or here, inside my parent box, inside my blue box, then what I can do? Are you getting the problem statement? What the problem is? The problem is I have a small box, right, which is a child box, and I want to move that child inside of my parent box, right? Ashish, we can do that with position. We can use the absolute. Yes. So if I go in my child and I say that the position is absolute, no difference. Now, if I need it on top, then what? If I say top and I say top is 0, what will happen? It will go on the complete top. Instead of top, if I say bottom, it will go on the absolute bottom. Why? Because absolute moves with reference to the screen size. Do you remember that? I mentioned few seconds back. It moves with respect to screen size. Correct? Yes or no? So when I want to move my child with respect to parent, not with respect to screen size, relative comes into place. Okay? How? I will go in my parent and I will say that now the position is going to be relative. Now let's try to see the output. If I go here, what happened? Now it is on bottom, but with respect to my parent, right? Instead of bottom, even if I say like it is on the right hand side, like this. So it is on the right hand side with respect to my parent. Are you all getting this? Are you all getting this? What relative does? Relative helps us to move the child element with respect to parent, not with respect to the screen size. Is this clear to everyone? Ashish, now what to do with this? What to do with this? Correct? I know you're having that question. So let's start. with the question that you had in the last session. And that was, how can we have an image in the background and text on top of it? You were having a question yesterday, right? I think you have got the idea also how this could be done. You can use relative in the background in your image, and your text should be in absolute. Are you getting that idea? Are you getting that? How it could be done? Yes, I will show you right now, but I just want to know, are you getting that idea on your own or not? If you're getting that idea on your own, please type yes in the chat box. If you're getting that idea on your own, how it could be done, type yes in the chat box now. And if you're getting that idea, that is exactly what I want to give to you. I will be showing real websites, Pankaj. Have some patience. I will be showing real websites, okay? Okay. Okay. Now, listen. Listen. Let's build something, okay? Okay. What I'm doing, I will just remove this, okay? And now I'm creating a class. What I'm doing now, I am again creating a class. I am again creating a class. And with that class, I am saying the class is parent, or I can say the class is going to be BG. Okay. Inside that, I have an image. And for image, I will copy the URL from here. So I will copy the first one, which is basically this. So I will copy this one, right? And after copying this, what I will do, I will go here, and inside this source, I will just put it like this. Simple. And I'll also say we have a class called BG image, which is background image. If you see this, we have got this super big image. Now let's style this. So I will go here and I'll say we have this BG class, and I will just say width and height, and I'll just say margin. I'll just copy these three properties to save some time. I can even remove the height and I can just say margin and all. See, no difference. Now what? We have something as background image, and I will say that the width is how much? 100%. And if you see this now, we got this. Simple. I can make it 670 pixels. So my image became a bit bigger. Simple. Okay. Now I need text on top of it. So first of all, how to add a text? Let's go here. And I can create a class now because I need to apply position also. Yes, and because I need to add position, first of all, I'll create a class. And I will say that, what is my class? Anything. Let's say BG content. Like this. And inside this content, I will add a heading tag. And I'll just try to copy something from here, like this, to save some time. Okay, I'll change this H3 to H1 because I need my heading to be a bit bigger. And I can say explore diversity of India. Paragraph could be of 16 words like this. Done. And I need a button at the bottom, so I'll say button with a class called button that says explore now. Okay. If you see this, right now my text is on bottom. So no, right now my text is on bottom, which I do not want. I want my text to be on top of it. So I will go here in my CSS and I will say that, what is the class? BG content. Like this. Then what? What should be the position now? Now the position is going to be absolute. Yes or no? Now what is the position? The position is absolute, like this. And if you see this now, nothing change happened. But if I go and I say that top is 0. It moved on top. What next? What next? If I need it on bottom, I can say bottom 0. But it should be on bottom of what? On bottom of my image. So I will say my background is what? What is the position here? Relative. And the moment I do that, the text came on top of the image. Now we can use positions again, right? I will go here, and first of all, I will say that the color, make the color white like this. So now this is my text, and now I can use positions, and I can say that position on left is 40 pixels, and position on bottom is also, let's say, 80 pixels. So if you see this now, this is how my text is visible, right? Now I can style my button, right? Which is very easy and simple. We can just use the box model for that. So button has a background color, let's say white. I could say that that the border is none. I could also say that the padding is going to be 14 pixels and 30 pixels. I will also say that the border radius is 12 pixels. I will also say that the font size is 16 pixels. I will also say that I do not need border, so I'll say border is none. See this. Looks good. If it looks good, type LG in a chat box. If it looks good, type LG looks good inside the chat box. And now we can build something else. Okay. But before I something else, now I want to show you some examples, right? Margin will work, Prabha. Padding will also work. How to decrease the space between two lines? There's a property called line height. You can use that. Now, do you want to see the real-time use cases of positions? Let's see the real-time use cases, and then we'll build some other things also. Okay. Okay. Real-time use cases. Let's start with something simple, right? Yesterday, if you remember, we have talked about the Airbnb website, correct? If you go on Airbnb, I will not say anything. I want you to figure out. I want you to figure out something. Can you see something on this? Is something like sticky or something like this over here? Can I say that the navigation bar is sticky? Yes or no? Can I say that the navigation bar is sticky? Yes. Okay. Okay. What else? What else could we say or could we do? Listen. Can I also say? Can I also say if I want to, book something now? I just want you to see this. I just want you to see this. The box which is on the right hand side, this box. Is this sticky or not? See, just see this. Right now it is sticky and then it keeps on moving. See, yes or no? Is this sticky? Yes or no? In the chat box, please. Yes? Okay. What else, Ashish, apart from this? Listen, listen. Now, what next apart from this? Apart from this, you have something again very interesting and exciting. What is that? See this. Let's go on something like Twitter, right? If you go on this, I will just scroll the page and I want you to figure out if you can figure out the positions over here on your own, okay? Try to do that. Just try to do that, okay? Just try to do that. Okay. Can you see them? Can you see some positions here? Yes or no? Yes or no? Can you see some position? Some content on left hand side is fixed and some content like the search bar is fixed, this navigation bar is fixed, this message is fixed. Yes or no? All of that could be done just with the positions, right? Okay, let's go on the profile section. And if you see the profile section, can you see this? I have my profile image, and on top of that, I have the background image as well. Can I say that is relative? Can I say that is relative? That's a combination of relative and absolute because my image is on top of my banner. Yes or no? It is half on top and half on bottom. How that will be done? I will explain that also in today's session. But for now, this is relative, correct? Yes or no? It's a combination of relative and absolute. Yes? Keithana says difference between fixed and sticky, please. Listen. Keithana, I have although covered it so many times, but listen. Sticky is only fixed in a specific condition. For example, see, if you see the same page right now, this what happening page is moving by default, but as it moves, as it reaches top, it gets stick. This is sticky. And if you see like this side box, it is fixed. No matter what is happening, it is there as it is. That is fixed. That is the difference between sticky and fixed. Is that clear? Okay. Is that clear? Okay. Now, what if I say I have given you the superpower of day 2 again without telling you? Do you Are you ready for the test of day 2? Are you ready for the test of superpowers of day 2? If you're ready, please type ready in the chat box and then we can test if you have got the superpowers for day 2 or not. Yes? Cool. What I want you to do is, I want you to see the website and I want you to let me know in the chat box which which CSS positions has been used. Okay? I will open a website in front of you and I want you to analyze which CSS positions has been used inside this. Okay, can you all do that? Can you all try that out? Yes, we can. Listen. Again, the same website that we have seen yesterday, LinkedIn, right? Let's open this up. I'll not say anything. And if you are able to figure it out, if you are able to figure that out, the I will just scroll the page once so that you can analyze few things. I'm scrolling few things to see this. I have scrolled few things and now I'm going back like this. Now let me know which CSS positions you can see in a chat box. Let me know which CSS positions you can see in the chat box and I will be right back. I will be right back in a moment. Okay. Now, if if you are able to figure out the positions, if you are able to figure out positions, please type positions OP in the chat box or P space OP in the chat box. If you're able to figure out positions, type P for positions, POP in the chat box. Yes, if you're able to figure it out, type positions OP inside the chat box. Harshni Priya says navbar is fixed. The ad content on the right is sticky. Cool, you're able to figure out a lot of stuff, Harshni Priya. That's perfectly correct. You have done a good job. Okay. Have you ever analyzed in the past that how the things are being done? Have you ever analyzed the websites in this way in the past? No, right? Okay. Now let's literally build so many things on the basis of relative, absolute, sticky, and fixed. Let's do something, right? Let's build some few things. Correct? Correct? Okay. Are absolute and fixed same? No man missing, you again missed that out. There are two things. Make sure your videos are on when you're asking questions. That that has a much better interaction. So please make sure when you're asking the questions, your videos are on generally. Okay. All right. So absolute is you can move the element, but it is not fixed. As you will scroll, it will move. But fixed is always fixed. That is the difference. Right? Okay. Now let's build something out of it. Have you all ordered food from Zomato and Swiggy? I hope you all have done that, correct? You all have done that. How many of you order the food daily from Swiggy or Zomato? At least once. Anyone here ordering daily or at least once a week? Yeah? Okay. So many people are here. Cool. Listen. Listen. If you've seen that, when you see the food item, when you actually see the food items, when you are ordering something, you can see the ratings on top of image, you can see the most popular bestseller and stuff like that. Yes or no? How cool it would be if we can make something very similar to that right now. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. That will be done with positions. Yes. Let me show you. I know you people are super excited. What I will do is I will just take one card from here like this. Okay. I will put this card like this. And I say that we need an image of, let's say, a salad. Okay. And I could say here something like green salad. Basic stuff is done. And now we can do something on top of it. Correct? So I have this green salad stuff. Correct? Correct? Okay. Now what I want to add something like, bestseller, ratings, and must try on top of my image. Correct? And because I need something on top of my image, I need a relative position also. Right? I need to define relative. So I will go here and I will create a class called card header. And inside this card header, I'm just adding my image like this. Like this. Right? I'm just adding the image inside this. And I'm also adding division with a class called tag. And here I'm saying something like best seller. Simple. If you see the output, very basic, no rocket science in this. Instead of salad, let's use burger for now. So that we can get some vibrant images. Yeah, now the images are looking cool. Okay. Here also we can say something now. Like a veg supreme. I need the image. I need this bestseller on top of my image now, correct? I will go in card header. I'll create a class called card header and I will say that my position is relative, right? And then I have created a class called tag. In that tag class, I will say that my position is what? Absolute. If you see this, it is still not on top of the image. So what? I will say that I need this to be on bottom 0. Now, if you see this, see, the text came on top of my image. Now what I need, I just want to style it now. I just want to style it. So I'm going to tell you something very basic, but it is very useful. So listen to me very carefully how to style these kind of elements, right? Okay, see this. I am adding a background color called yellow. Okay, I am also saying the color to be yellow. This will not look good, Ashish. It will look good after some time. Okay, it will look good after some time. See, right now it is just looking like a yellow box, but it will look good after some time. Right now, I am saying that I have a padding, let's say of 3 pixels and 10 pixels. I'm also saying that we have got this border radius of 12 pixels. Simple. Okay. I need some space also. So I will say that I am adding a margin of 12 pixels. So now I even have a space like this. Now I just want to make this look good. But before that, I will also change the font size to be 14 pixels. Now I just want to style this yellow thing. So see, this is what generally people do. We create the background color as the light. So I will go here and I'll be choosing a lighter shade from this. So I will move on to this. I will just choose something like this. And from here, I will be choosing something like the lighter shade like this. Okay. And now I will copy the same shade once again. I will put the same shade in the color. And now I will be choosing a darker version from here. So something like this, like this. And if you see the output, this is how it looks. So that is how we generally make the color combinations. Okay. Easy. If it's easy and simple, and if it looks good, type LG in the chat box. If it looks good, type LG looks good in the chat box. Now, tons of people will be having the question like Ashish, what if can we have two absolute? What if I want to add one more tag like must try or ratings or something like that? Can we do that? And if yes, then how? If you have the question, raise your hands. If you have the same kind of question, please raise your hands. Okay. Just a moment. Okay, there was an urgent call. So yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, there was an urgent call from actually the internet is down from a couple of days. So the service provider was here. So just a call was there. Okay. Okay. Listen, if you want to add the multiple stuff, right? At the end, Anmol Raj, I'll do that, right? Anmol Raj at the end, I'll do that, right? I'll give enough time to ask questions at the end. See, I will just go over here. And what I will say, I will just add one more div with this. I will add it over here. I will add a class called ratings. And here I will say, let's say, or I can just say something like must try for now. I'll add a class called try, and I'm just saying over here something as must try. Okay. Now, right now, if you see this must try is available on bottom. I will go onto the CSS. I will copy this whole thing. I will put it again, and this time it becomes try, right? And now I will say I need this on bottom, but I need this on the right hand side, not tight. It should be right, and the right is 0. And now if you see this, the must try is available on the right hand side. And to look at even more good, what I can do is I can just change the color combination for this. So I will try to make this green. So I will just change the green color like this. And then I will change the background color as well to something even more greenish like this. And if you see this now, this is how it looks. If it looks good, type LG in the chat. And in the same manner, you can actually use and add as many values as you want. Is it clear so far? Yes. If it's clear, please type C for clear in the chat box. If it's clear, please type C for clear in the chat box. Very good. Okay. Perfect. How can I get the source code? Utkarshni, source code will be available inside the WhatsApp group like you got it yesterday. Okay. All right. Can we say relative is used with absolute organized? Most of the times, because most of the times. How to put two cards one after the other horizontally? That is exactly we'll be doing tomorrow. Now let's build one more thing, right? Something that you all are fascinated about, and that is the LinkedIn profile or the Facebook profile, where you have a background image and then you have your profile image half on top and half on bottom. Yes or no? Yes or no? Let's do this right now. Yes? Okay. Let's do this and then we'll bind. Okay. We'll do this and then we'll bind. Ratings also. Naveen, something you should try on your own also, right? In the same way, now you can add ratings, you can add whatever you want, right? Few things should be done on your end also. Okay. I not want to make this spoon feeding, right? Because see, when we focus on how to do this, I am here to tell you how you can use a concept to build so many things, right? If you go on YouTube, you can actually find this, how to do this and how to do that, right? And that is the biggest reason why we are not able to learn also. Do you agree on that? You go on YouTube and you search how to create an Zomato clone or this or that, and like you just say how to create an Amazon, how to create Zomato clone using HTML and CSS. You will get thousands of videos, and everyone will be explaining a different code, a different way, a different the way he's writing the code is also different. And the best part is they all get the same output. And that is where we get confused on what's right and what is wrong. We get confused on what to follow and what to avoid. Is this person telling correct? Is this person telling correct? And then we start doing a research on should I follow person A or should I follow person B? Is person A is correct or is person B is correct? And the whole time goes in just figuring the things out instead of learning. And then we feel I'm spending so much of time trying to learn web dev, but I'm not. Because you are not learning it. You are just researching and figuring what is right and what is wrong. If you agree with me on that, type A for agree in the chat box. If you agree with me on that, please type A for agree in the chat box. When we give the ratings the position of absolute, why doesn't it go on top relative or bottom relative to the body? I didn't get your question. When we give the ratings the position of absolute, okay, why doesn't it go on top relative or bottom relative to the body? My PC, I'm literally not able to understand what exactly you're willing to ask. Please rephrase your question. Let me complete that this profile one and then rephrase your question, put it again, I'll answer it out. Okay. All right. Let's build that out, right? The portfolio stuff, this stuff, right? Are you all ready? That's just a 2 minute thing, right? Let's do that, right? Okay. I'll do that, but meanwhile, if you can turn your videos on, that will be great, right? There are more than 10 people. I can just see not even 30 people have their cameras on. What is the issue? Why I want you to turn your videos on? Because when your video is on, you cannot move here and there. You cannot do other things, right? And that is what I want, right? Thank you. Waiting for others. If you can quickly turn your videos on, that would be cool. If you can quickly turn the videos on, that would be cool. Waiting for others. Thank you. Thank you. Now listen. Please listen out to me. I'm creating a class called profile. And inside this profile, I'm saying that the width is going to be 500 pixels. Okay, simple. I'm also saying that we have got this margin, and the margin is 30 pixels and order. Simple. Very easy and simple. You all can understand that. And I'm also saying that I have a class called profile, not profile, it should be profile slash BG, the background image. I'm saying the width is going to be 100%. That is it. That's it. Okay. Now what? I'm going here. I will comment this. I will copy this image part from here. What is the initial class? Profile, correct? Inside profile, I have an image. What is the class of that image? The class is profile BG. So I will take this profile BG and I will put it over here also, like inside this point. Which point? Here. Instead of card image, I will say it is profile BG. And I don't need the image of burger, so I'll say I need an image of India. Or let's say I need an image of mountains. If you see this now, I have got this, right? What next? Or I can just say something like nature, right? And let me say it is just 400. So something like this. Let's do a refresh once again. Quite okay, but let me make this 600. So something like this. So yeah, we are getting some cool images that we can use in the background, correct? Fine. Okay. Now what I need next, let me even increase the width a little bit. So I will go here and I'll say that the width is going to be 560 pixels. So just increasing the width by a bit. Okay. Now what I want, the arrow sign, the icons, all of that we will be seeing in tomorrow's session, Srishti, okay? Srishti will see that in tomorrow's session. Now I need a profile image in this, correct? So I will go here and I will say that I have a class called user, right? Okay, it should not be a div. It should again be an image only. I'll copy this, I'll put it over here. And let's say that I need an image of a man and it is 600 by 600. And this is going to be the class is user, right? If you see this, I got this profile image also, right? Now I want to adjust my profile image also, correct? I want to adjust my profile image also. So what I will do now is, see, every time you refresh, I'll be having some new images that we can use. Like this and like this and like this, right? Okay, now what I want, I need some really small image. How to fix that out? Very easy and simple. What I can do now is, see, I will go over here inside my CSS class and I will say that, what is the class for the profile user? I will say height is 80 pixels. I will say that the width is also 80 pixels, correct? See this. Image became smaller. Now I need my image to be circular, correct? I need my image to be circular. And to do that, I will add what? Border radius. How much? Let's say border radius is 50%. Whenever you say 50%, a complete circle is generated and you get a completely rounded image like this. Did you got my point? Like this. You will get a completely rounded image like this. When you say border radius 50%. Okay. All right. All right. Now what? I want to put this image half on top and half on bottom. Correct? For that, I need position, right? So in my user, I will say that the position is what? Absolute. And in my profile, not this, not this, not this. Yeah. In my profile, I will say that the position is what? Position is relative. Correct? Like this. So if you see the output, right now it is on the right hand side. It moved on right hand side. So let's figure it out. Let's fix it out. I need it on bottom. So I will say that it should be on left first of all, and it should be on 0. So now my image came on left hand side. I need it on bottom. So I will say that my image is on bottom of 0. So now my image came on bottom like this. Correct? Now what I want, I need my image to be a little bit of in the bottom also. But before that, I will say that the left, are they not again, not again, not again, please. Okay. What I will say over here, I will say left is 40 pixels. So if you see this, my image move a lot by left, correct? Now what I need, I want to move it. What I can do now is, I want to move it little bottom. So what I will do now is, see, I will just come over here and at the end, what I will just say, I need margin bottom in the negative direction. Let's say of minus 40 pixels. And if you do that, so it will just move half in the bottom like this, right? And I need a white circle on this. So I will just say that I need a border also. And my border is 2 pixel solid and white in color. And if you see this now, I have got a white border as well. Easy and simple, like this. If it's easy, type ES in the chat box. How easy and simple that is. Yes or no? Okay. Things are super easy and simple. We make it complex. If we initially, if we focus on understanding the concepts and understanding the use cases, we can literally do a lot rather than focusing on how to do this and how to do that. Right? Can we use negative values on bottom? Yes, you can, Abhishek. You're super Ashish. Thank you so much, Nilesh. If we can apply top, you can see if you're able to figure out so many ways, that is exactly what I want to give you, right? So why there are so many ways to solve a problem? See, you all might be going from your home to your school, your college, your office, correct? Do you always follow the same route, the same path? Depending on the conditions, it depends, right? Sometimes if you want to pick your friend and then you want to go, then you will choose a different path. If sometimes you want to see the nature, you follow a different path. Sometimes if you know that in this route I will get traffic, you follow a different path. So depending on condition, the approach is also different, right? And if you're able to think of different approaches, I think I'm doing the right thing, right? I think I'm doing the right job, because I want you to give you the understanding that how you can solve the problem rather than memorizing anything, right? Okay. So now, before we bind this session, if you all can quickly turn your videos on, we'll be having a quick selfie, right? That I'll be posting inside the WhatsApp as usual. And then, see, I do a request tons of time, please turn your videos on. And these many people never turn their videos on, right? But when it comes to selfie session, maximum people comes up with their videos on. Thank you. Anyways, it's so good to see you all live and so good to see you. So many exciting people over here. So on a countdown of 3, 2, 1, and go. All right. I will be sharing this with all of you inside the WhatsApp group, right? Okay. Now, if anyone is having any queries or questions, please do let me know inside the chat box. I would be more than happy to answer all doubts and questions. And tomorrow, we are going to talk about something very cool and interesting. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about Flexbox. We will talk exactly at 6 p.m. how to bring the content side by side, something that you all are excited about, right? How to create navigation bars and a lot more. And tomorrow we'll be making something as a food ordering website, which will be having almost everything: a header, a footer, the whole content, the whole page will be filled of content. So a lot of things will be there tomorrow exactly at 6 p.m. And tomorrow you will be getting the biggest superpower of this 5 days bootcamp. So how many of you promise me to join tomorrow live exactly at 6 p.m.? If you promise, type I promise inside the chat box. Right? Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Right? Still, there are tons of people who have the question or confusion about the recordings. Please listen. If you have paid for recordings, recordings will be available on day 5 of the bootcamp. All 5 days recording will be available on day 5. Okay? Please do not get confused about that. Okay. All right. All right. I will also be announcing the winner of the yesterday's assignment right now. I will also be announcing the winners of yesterday's assignments. Yes? Okay. So let me quickly announce the winners of yesterday's assignment, and then we all can move ahead. Right? Let me quickly announce the winners of the last session. Just a moment. Just a moment. I will quickly announce the winner from the last session. A moment, please. So the first person who has won this assignment, his name is Shinde Sharad, phone number ending with 62651. If you're here in the class, please type me in the chat box. Please type me in the chat box, Sharad Shinde, if you're here. So what you have to do is just message to the admin of the WhatsApp group your email, your UPI ID, and you will get your bonus today itself. Okay. The second person who has won this assignment is, a moment, please. I will announce the second winner as well. The second person who has actually won this assignment is AK, phone number ending with 52112. Phone number ending with 52112. If you're here, type me in the chat box. Please message your UPI ID to the admin of the WhatsApp group, and you will be receiving your bonus today itself. Okay, right? Cool. Great. Great. Do not message your UPI ID here in the chat box, but please mention it to the admin of the WhatsApp group. Now, you can put your questions one on one, and I will be answering it out from questions. But please make sure you're putting your question just once. You're not just copying your question and putting it 100 times so that I read only your question. If you're doing that, I will not read it out, right? Please make sure you are putting your question once and make sure your video is on. I would love to answer it out some questions, and we'll meet live tomorrow exactly at 6 to understand what the Flexbox is, right? Okay, I'll start from top. Can you send the source code? Raghu, absolutely, I will do that, right? Once the live class will end, you will get the source code and the assignment inside the WhatsApp group. My PC, where are you? It is a big question. I will read it out. Meanwhile, please turn your video on, right? When you give absolute position to the child, okay, rating under the image and give it top or bottom property. Why does it go inside? Why does it go inside the image and not move to the top left or top right? Okay, okay. My PC, where are you? Where are you? See, if you can rename yourself to the real name, that would be really cool. Calling someone my PC is really weird, right? Calling someone Lenovo, my PC, iPhone, that sounds really weird, right? So the reason behind that is my PC because there is a parent element, and in that parent we have used the position is relative, and because of that it is moving inside that and it is not going with this to the screen size. Okay, all right. I hope you got that. I am having issues with padding and margin, resulting in larger spaces. Any suggestions? Rajnikant Shukla. See, I hope it is very clear that padding is the space inside the border and margin is space outside the border. Rest it is up to practice, right? If you feel that, like Ashish, write the value in one shot and it looks perfect, and I'm also able to do the same thing, will not happen, right? Until and unless you do the practice, it will not happen, right? So that requires only some practice, right? It is exactly like when you were learning how to ride a bicycle or a scooty, right? It was very difficult how much accelerator I should take to, and then what will be the speed of my bike. But now it becomes very familiar, very easy, right? Because we have done it so many times. And that is exactly what happens, right? There's no trick on that. There's nothing that I will tell you and the magic will happen overnight. That requires practice, right? How can I fix the absolute position at corners of parent? That is exactly Sharad Shinde you need fixed, right? That is what the fixed is. So we will also learn Bootstrap. No, Shubham, this is not a Bootstrap session. This is just pure CSS session. So we'll be talking pure CSS over here. Vishal says, please make sure your videos are on, right? Only the people whose videos are on, I'll be taking the questions. If your video's on, I'll be announcing the names. Raise your hands. Vishal Mishra, if you're here. Relative and absolute once again. Anmol Raj, where are you? Where are you, Anmol Raj? Make sure when you're asking the questions, your video is on, right? The people whose videos are on, I'll be giving the priority to them. How do you make the must try card and did it in the burger card? Could you explain me that part again? Harshini Priya, where are you? Okay, cool. I can see. So Harshini Priya, that is very easy and simple. See, what we did was this. I hope my screen is visible to you, Harshini Priya. So what we did was this. If you see this, this was the card class, right? I created a card header where I define the relative first, so that when I'm adding this tag, it is moving around image, it is not moving around whole card. Did you got my point? Right? Then I just added the bestseller and must try and give them the position as absolute. And then when I say bottom and right, they are moving around it. And right? Okay. Any more questions, please? Uh, is this responsive designs? Nilesh will talk about responsive designs on day 4. Okay. We'll talk about how to create something responsive on day 4, right? Like tomorrow, and then day after tomorrow, we'll talk about it. Is there any giveaway for tomorrow also? Parv Kothari. That's a good question, Parv. And here's the thing, tomorrow, again, there will be a giveaway, but not for 2 people tomorrow, but for 3 people tomorrow, right? So tomorrow, 199 for 3 people, right? So you have much better chances to win tomorrow as well. The prizes and the numbers will keep on increasing day by day by day, right? Okay. How to center that rounded image? Mayur, where are you? If you remember, we have user property called text align center. Create a div, give that a property text align center, and make the image inside it. It will come in center. Scroll animations will be covered. Scroll animation requires JavaScript, Arun. And if you want to create that, there is a JavaScript library called GSAP. Go and study about that. You'll be able to create cool scroll animations. Okay. Can you please explain the difference between pixels and REM? Nikhil Patel, where are you? Okay. Can you tell me the difference between centimeters and meters? It is just two different units, and it is my preference what I use, right? I can either say 1 meter or I can say 100 centimeters or 1,000 centimeters, whatever it is. I'm not sure. I'm not that good with dimensions. Anyways, that is exactly what happens with meter, like with pixels and EM and REM. Getting this, right? VW is something which is different. That is exactly what, and I'll be talking about all of this on day 4, right? EM, REM, VW, all of that on day 4. Okay, in good depth. Okay, small doubt. Okay, if pricing model in Airbnb was sticky, how did it start scrolling when you went to the bottom? Cool. Uh, I'm not sure what the name is. It's SIMRATSATIA. If you're here, Simrat. Okay, Simrat, if you're here, where are you? Where are you, Simrat? Simrat, where are you? Vishal Mishra, please check my question. What's your question, Vishal? Um, Fine. Please send us a recorded video. Recorded video will be available on day 5 if you paid for that, Krishna. Okay. Could you please start the classes without timer? No, Ramu. I'll tell you the reason behind that. See, there are so many people who need actually at least 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to come in the class, right? So that's why there's a 10 minutes timer. So that you can come, you can ease, you can start, and you can settle. Meanwhile, others can also join, and then we can start, right? Will you going to cover topics, some bootstrap concepts that will so much helpful? No, Nilesh, not in these session, right? This is, see, in 5 days we'll not be able to complete whole CSS also, right? So we'll learn CSS in this, and see, if you know the CSS, you can learn bootstrap, tailwind. That's very easy. Simrat, if you can turn a video on. Simrat, if you can turn a video on. Any more questions meanwhile? Any more questions meanwhile? Could you, okay. Vishal says, I cannot turn the camera because using monitor and don't have the camera. So what's your question, Vishal? Devanshi says, please tell, do you have to share both source code and the output of the assignment? Yes, Devanshi, you have to share both the source code and the assignment, right? The source code and your output, you have to share both in the same manner. Today class is worthy. I am feeling confident. Thank you so much, Arjun. So was yesterday's class not worthy? Was yesterday's class not worthy? Okay. Mayu says how to center that. I already answered that. Always make parent div relative and child div absolute. Bhola Shankar, that is again, that depends on the use case, that depends on the requirement, right? Okay. So Simrat's video is on. What was the question of Simrat? A moment, please. I'll just come back to your question, Simrit. There are so many questions I just missed with that, I believe. Okay, where was your question? Okay. If pricing model in Airbnb was sticky, how did it start scrolling when you went to the bottom? Okay, cool. Listen, Simrit, when you have seen that, like when we have talked about sticky in the very starting, initially my ad was moving, and as it reaches on top, it got stuck. Correct? Now, imagine I have five cards, like five different you know, places. And after that, I'm creating a new div where I have some five cards of the food items. Can you imagine that? And in that five food items, which is of um, which is of the food items, the parent is different. So what will happen as the travel cards are moving, that ad will be visible, but as the new parent will come up, that will go on top. That is exactly what's happening. Did you got the point? You can try it out, it will work. Yeah, cool. Gopi says, where do we need to use box sizing inside parent or child? Inside child, Gopi. Um, Aditya says, can we use both absolute and fixed to one element so it stays on top and fixed? And what happens when two absolute element cross? When two absolute element cross, Aditya, the last one will go on top. The last element will go on top, right? Second thing, if you can use both absolute and fixed, you can only say you cannot see you. Where are you, Aditya? Where are you? First of all, where are you? Where are you? Then I'll answer the question. Aditya is asking, can we have both absolute and fixed to one element? You know what exactly you're asking, Aditya? You're asking that I am one element and I'm present in Delhi also and I'm present in Chennai also. Is that possible? There could just one, you can just assign one element, one position to one element. It could be fixed, it could be relative, it could be absolute. One position to one element. You cannot create multiples, right? Okay. Okay, there was one more question that I was willing to answer. Yeah. Okay. Duash says, have some doubt in what all should be grouped together in one div, and parent and child sort of relations, rules to follow. How will we know whether we have done an assignment is technically correct? Look wise, it's same, but because somehow we will be able to create it. Cool. Listen, where are you? Where are you? Yeah, okay, I can see you. Listen. So when it comes to how to group the elements, there's no hard and fast rule behind it. But like, see, like I gave, have you attended the yesterday session? Okay, I'll give you the option to unmute as well. You can unmute. You have the option to unmute.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
audible.
Yeah. Now listen, what happened when you have seen the yesterday session? I have showed you when we were having image on top where the only the top corners were curved, right? And
Yeah.
on the bottom, I was having my text, correct?
Yes.
And text I was supposed to give some padding,
Yes.
right? What we
Yes.
did, we did a separate div. In that div, we just added the heading and paragraph,
Yes.
right? And we added the padding into it,
Yes.
correct?
Depending on the requirement. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, depending on requirement, there's no hard and fast rule that if you have five elements, you should create a div, or if there are 10 elements, you should create. There's no such rule, right? It
Right.
depends on the requirements. Number two, coming on to the parent and child relation, it is again up to requirement, right? Again up to requirement. For example, if in tomorrow's session you will get that understanding, because right now if I'll tell you hypothetical examples, that will be difficult for to understand, and you have to put so much pressure on your mind to understand that, right? So just attend
Okay. Okay.
tomorrow's session, you will understand that, right? So
Okay.
attend
Cool.
tomorrow's session. For now, parent and child also works on the concept of requirement, right? All of that works on the concept of requirement. So
Okay.
just attend tomorrow's session, you will understand it. Yeah.
Sure. Sure. Thank you.
Okay. 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 Will you be explaining grid system? Not in this session, Sai Teja. Like we'll be just covering Flexbox, not the grid one. Okay. Okay. Uh, will I get the recordings, session recordings on the day 5th? Yes, Delhi. If you have paid for that, you will get all the recordings on day 5. Okay. How to give two different styles in one sentence, like in assignment picture 3. How to give two different styles in one sentence. Okay. That is where the span tag comes into place. You can put something inside span Devanshi, and you can put different classes. Like you have a heading, right? Inside heading, you can put a span tag. Let's say you saying, have you attended the is in heading, and you put the span tag inside heading, and you are saying live CSS bootcamp. And in span, you are putting the class called highlight. So you can change the color of live CSS bootcamp to red, and the remaining will be black. So that's how you can do it. Okay. There are three images, and I want to put it tomorrow. Tomorrow you will understand that KR foundation. Okay. Site Asia, will you be explaining dialogue, pop-ups, and accordions and this codes? All that requires JavaScript, Site Asia. That's not a CSS stuff, right? That requires JavaScript. When the click is happening, then something is coming up, something is going. That requires JavaScript, right? Right. Okay. And that is very easy stuff, to be very honest, right? Because see, we initially sometimes we are not able to understand the difference between what is important and initially what we should focus on and what we should learn. But see, from my experience, I'm saying initially that is something you should not put your focus on if you are in a very initial phase, right? If you have a very good understanding of foundations, then only you should go on those stuff, like creating pop-ups, creating models, creating drop downs. That is not the initial stuff. Once you know the concept, once you know the codes, that is something which could be done like on a click. That's very easy and simple, right? But your if your initial focus is that, what will happen? You will go on YouTube, you will go on internet, and you will search the same, and you will get so many videos. And because you're not aware of all the concepts, you will get confused on what to follow, what to avoid. Is this correct? Is this the right approach? Right? That's why I'm saying this, and that is where the maximum time waste happens. Are you able to understand what I'm trying to say, Saiteja? Right. So initially focus on concepts, and like see to be if I give an example, like now positions. So whenever you will be seeing positions on any website, you can go and you can exactly build that out. But if you do not know positions and you have seen that LinkedIn or Facebook profile section, you go and you search how to create the profile, you will see people writing different code and getting same output, and you'll get confused, right? That is exactly what I'm saying. Focus on the course first. It will be very easy. Okay. Nilesh More, parent. I'm here for 1 more minute. Parent, relative, child, absolute. Again, I need to one element over child. How to add that? So what you are saying, Nilesh More, is you want a parent, then a child on top of it, and then one more child on top of it. That is exactly what you're saying, right? Yeah, it's very easy. You can just put your second element, like this is your child, and inside that, if you want to add a sub child, you can make this also absolute, right? And you can put on top of this. You can do that. We'll put the same value, so it will go on top of it, right? You can unmute and ask. Shrishti Datta, I am announcing it so many times. I have even put it on WhatsApp, on your emails. Recordings will be available on day 5. Okay. Recordings, if you've paid, will be available on day 5. You can unmute, Nilesh.
Yeah. So in this scenario, so now I have subchild and that I need to add over the child. Okay. So in that case, we should have add relative property over child as well. It has already added absolute property.
Listen. You have got a relative in the child, in the parent, correct?
Yes.
And then because of absolute, the child came on top of
Yes.
inside the parent, correct?
Yes.
Now, if you have one more child, because the parent is still relative, it will come over here.
Okay. 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 Got it.
You got it.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Do not get confused.
Yes. Yes. Got it.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. Bye. Take care. Have fun. Right. I'll see you all live tomorrow exactly at 6, and we'll be talking about Flexboxes live tomorrow, exactly at 6 p.m. Is there any difference between CSS and Bootstrap? Yes, there's a lot of difference, right? So CSS is the core and Bootstrap is something built on top of CSS, right? So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. Bye, take care, and have fun. Bye-bye. What about Z-index? Can we use it? Ruchika, Ruchikumari, everything not in just 5 days, right? It's not possible to cover everything in just 5 days, right? But Z index is basically to control that what will be on top and what will not be on top inside the absolute and relative, right? If I have two, three absolutes, one on top and one on top of that, one on top, what will be on maximum top, what will not be on top. So all of that is, you know, okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye, take care, and have fun. Bye bye. I'll see you all live tomorrow exactly at 6. Till then, bye, take care, and have fun. Bye.